What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What is going on, everybody? Danny Huckins here, man. 1/3 of We Are Wrestling got to rep the Batman hat in honor of Michael Keaton coming back as a Dark Knight.
Yeah.
What is going on, Ben, man?
What's going on,
Not-
brother?
Not gonna lie, man.
What's
I'm
up?
pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about Michael Keaton, but that's a story for a whole nother time.
Absolutely, man. What's going on? We are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide. It has been here, the third of We Are Wrestling Talk Show, and today we have a little extra for you. It's going to be two pretty interesting topics, so you guys got to stay tuned. But before we get into that, and we can let you know what that is, Don, let's get it going. What's up?
That's right. It's been a minute since we've done an extra, and it's crazy. We filmed the We Are Wrestling Talk Show on Friday. The news was literally... And now stuff is coming out, of course, after we're done. But we're going to do an extra for you guys. But before we get into that, if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, the best way to support us is by hitting that subscribe button now, turning on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know the grind is real. So,
yeah.
What's the first thing we're going to be talking about, Danny, on this extra?
We are going to be talking about some news that now it's not finalized, but apparently WWE is very interested in bringing in Switchblade Jay White, man. You know, a huge member of the Bullet Club. He has ties to the OC, AJ Styles, Finn Balor. I mean, bro, like we were talking about on social media, man. Think of the matches we could have. I want to see Switchblade versus Edge, bro. That would be a banger.
I'm saying this right now. Switchblade Jay White is one of those dudes that I could automatically almost see immediately being a fucking top star player, even if he's not in the title picture. Like, I can see him taking on some big fucking names. Like, I'm really, really into the idea of him versus Seth Rollins. I'm really into him and the idea of him versus fucking Edge, him versus fucking Karrion Kross, him versus fucking AJ Styles, getting a little bit of the Bullet Club and the OC in that bitch. Dude, I'm stoked for it, man. Jay White is absolutely phenomenal, and to see him as a part of the WWE roster, dude, fuck, we're just getting more fucking elite by the day. No pun intended, going towards, you know, all elite wrestling, but I mean, like, this is like the elitist fucking brand. So I gotta say, man, I'm excited for it, dude. He's absolutely phenomenal, did amazing in New Japan, so I'm really stoked to see what he can do for WWE.
And that's the thing, like, you're talking about AEW now, and that's like where I want to, you know, get involved here.
All right, let's do it.
Jay White, I think he has a better fit in WWE than AEW. I think AEW already has a stacked roster. There's only 2 hours of television on Dynamite, 1 hour of Rampage, and you have your YouTube shows, and you have Ring of Honor, which I don't think they're going to put Jay White's not going to want to be a part of that on, you know, the Honor Club. I think he'd rather be on a bigger stage like WWE that does need more star power. And in my opinion, with Jay White, I think it's going to be a similar situation to Finn Balor. I think when he joins WWE and signs with them, I think that he's going to get announced, stand and deliver. He's going to be in the crowd planted during NXT, and he's going to start, you know, in NXT for, I think, a year, and then after WrestleMania 40, then go to the main roster and have a big push. I think he's going to get the NXT World title. I think he's going to, you know, really be the face of that promotion, so that, like, they're pretty much like dipping his toes into the water, if that makes any sense.
Now, you think that it's going to be that much of a buildup? Like, you think that he's primarily going to go to NXT first? Because I could honestly see him going right to the main roster, making a fucking impact.
Could too.
Like, I could see him coming back and feuding with AJ Styles upon his fucking return, which apparently is going to be pretty soon.
Yes, but here's the thing that I do, you know, have to add. We talk about this, I believe, on the We Are Wrestling Talk Show, which, by the way, new episodes are usually every Saturday. This Saturday, we have a really special one where we're going to be going down memory lane for 1 year, us three on the talk show. But now, you know, getting back into the topic here with, you know, Jay White, here's the problem. The hardcore fans like us, the maniacs, we know who Jay White is. The typical audience don't really know who Jay White is, and there's going to have to be a time for him to adjust, you know, to the WWE crowd and, you know, get over. Because for Finn Balor, he didn't get over right away. That's why they had to bring him to NXT, and, like, the presentation for Finn Balor really stepped up his game. Like,
That's what
he did
amazes
the
me.
demon stuff, the entrance. Like, I remember watching a documentary on the network where Finn Balor was talking about how, like, much of an adjustment it was, like how the entrance matters, like the hard cam matters, like the presentation matters more. And I think that's going to
Absolutely.
be something with Jay White as well, because in New Japan, he was one of the best.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what gets me so much is like you have these fucking already well-established stars from other promotions, and they basically have to fucking climb the ladder again, and it sucks because like there's some fucking stars that I feel have nothing to fucking prove and can just immediately go to the main roster. But I'm like,
one of them.
I get it, and he is. That's why I'm like, dude, this is fucking. Oh, it's so infantile.
But it makes so much sense why NXT would have him, because then more hardcore fans like Danny, who watches, pays attention to a guy like Jay White's work, are going to want to tune into Tuesdays and watch Jay White.
Absolutely. I will say if Jay White does get put on Tuesdays, I will have to add.
He's
NXT
gonna have to.
He's
legally obligated now to watch NXT.
Yeah, I have a contract. I'm legally bonded by that contract, and if
he gets royalties,
they'll throw me in the clink if I'm like, no, fuck NXT, But
Jay
here's
White's
my thing, okay? Bronson Reed, he was a big name in NXT, especially Black and Gold. That was when NXT was at its prime. Like everybody was watching NXT.
Yes.
And when he came to the main roster, he didn't necessarily have the kind of fan reaction that people were hoping for. So,
but to be fair, though, you also put him in his first feud being with The Miz. You should have had him go a little larger, because when he debuted, you should have had him at least go for Gunther, because then it would have made for a compelling storyline.
So, as I was saying, Bronson Reed, the way they should have brought him to the main roster when he came back wasn't helping The Miz. They should have just done vignettes with him right away, because
he didn't necessarily help The Miz though.
A little bit more.
He helped The Miz that one instance, and then
but that was his first time. But that was his first time back on.
It was pretty much like Miz playing up his character, like paying Bronson Reed as sort of like a bodyguard.
I think with the chamber,
that's why. But here's the thing: they say this all the time in wrestling. First impressions is everything, and that first impression was not good for Bronson Reed.
Notice something though, and then I'm gonna let Ben speak.
Yeah,
everybody that's been coming in lately has been immediately going right into a feud with The Miz. Bronson Reed, he helped The Miz his first night on the main roster.
And what's that doing for any of them?
Rick Boogs currently feuding with The Miz right now. He actually has a match with The Miz tonight on Raw. So.
I'm stoked.
I mean, maybe it's that WWE has faith in The Miz to be able to get these guys over because of how big of a star The Miz is.
It keeps him relevant. He's already had a ton of accolades. He's another Grand Slam champion. So I could see, exactly what you're saying. I definitely agree. Yeah. I do think, however, a lot of people are going to see more of Bronson Reed and what he can provide and bring to the table more come this Saturday at the Elimination Chamber. I think 100% we're really going to see some good stuff involving him and potentially even furthering a storyline, or if, the backstage and, Gorilla's really impressed with him, maybe that they'll throw him in a fucking storyline and put him in an angle finally, and we'll actually get to see that dominant, threatening Bronson fucking Reed, man. We'll get that impact, and maybe we can catapult him from there slowly.
Have you guys thought about this instance? We'll probably elaborate more when we do the predictions later on this week.
Yep.
But Bronson Reed, he's been demolishing everybody he's been in the ring with, since he made his debut. What if they go as far as having him win the Elimination Chamber?
I'd love that.
Because think about it, if Austin Theory is facing John Cena at Mania, that match is going to be so huge. It doesn't necessarily have to be for any kind of title. I mean, John Cena putting Austin Theory over that's going to solidify him.
Honestly, I'd be okay with that, because in this case, you're building Bronson Reed as this, like, what do they call him? The human tsunami or something like that?
The human tsunami. That's actually kind of fucking sick. I'm not going to lie.
And that's the thing. You could give the man the championship, and that would elevate him and maybe give him that, some heat with the crowd. And that, is something that we need with a lot of these Triple H guys that are coming in, is with the crowd. And I think that's why, getting back into Jay White, I see him going to NXT at first to dip the toes in the water to really get the presentation down. Because Finn Balor, we all know Finn Balor did not need NXT. But
Mhm.
they did that so that they can, craft his work even more, so that the presentation on the main roster just didn't look like another guy from New Japan. But I think the reason why they have him start at NXT is not because he needs the training and stuff. He's going to go there, to bring some ratings for the hardcore fans, and Triple H and Shawn Michaels are going to be able to get that presentation down, because WWE is completely different than New Japan. Completely different crowds, completely different styles. And even Chris Jericho, when he went from WCW to WWE, he even said, it took him a while to adjust to WWE. So I think with Jay White, to be on the safe side of things, they're going to have him, on NXT for 6 months to a year. And then, he's going to go and have a solid main roster run.
Since I've had time to think about that and what you said about him going to NXT first, it does make a lot of sense, especially in terms of presentation, especially when it comes to entrances, pay-per-views. I've noticed that NXT is more of the creative atmosphere because their pay-per-views feel so much more broader and spectacular, have better stage setups. Their concepts are very interesting. It's really a place where you can develop and further yourself. Even if you're already established, there's things that you can add to your fucking, to your arsenal of your superstardom in NXT. So I do really agree. And now that I've had time to stew on it, so yeah, dude,
that's
bravo.
Exactly
I'm
what
right
I was
behind you.
you know
what would help?
On the head, Ben, on that
what would help NXT
you,
a lot?
Baby.
A lot of people so one of the main complaints about NXT is the fact that it looks too polished. It's always in the performance center, so you see the same fucking people in the crowd every single week. I think if NXT was like a touring brand, but they toured maybe locally in smaller venues, but you wouldn't see the same people in the crowd every week. It would feel like a different. It feels like the same fucking show every week.
You know what I gotta say about that?
What's up?
I think NXT should be in a bigger, they need to be in a bigger studio if they're going to be filming it. I think where they are, it's too small.
They don't even need to be in the studio, bro. They give out tickets to NXT. That's why you see they literally have a Facebook page. If we lived in Florida, we could get free tickets every week to go to watch NXT every week.
Bro, I mean, it's fucking right there in Full Sail, right? It's still Full Sail.
No, it's at the Performance Center
now. It's at the Performance Center now.
And that's why we need to go back to Full Sail University, man. We need to go back there. That crowd was amazing.
They need to go to smaller venues all around Florida. Be a touring brand like that or whatever, so they can stay in Florida, in the state. I just feel like that would help the shows flow.
Wait. So you're telling me, before you do you're telling me my ass could have been seeing NXT fucking live while I was living in Florida, but I had no fucking clue? I was literally 5 minutes from Full Sail.
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. All right, add your shit before I kill myself, Don.
They literally have a Facebook group. You have to. They've been doing this since the pandemic.
Okay.
You have to fill out a questionnaire, stuff like that, and you can get free tickets.
Here's what I want to add to what Danny was saying. I like the idea of them touring, but a lot of these wrestlers, they do need the performance center to craft their work. I think NXT should tour for specials that they do on Tuesdays. Regular shows, you can stay where you are, but when it comes to these specials, then tour.
What about this idea? Before Dan has his view on how it wouldn't work, what if for a small for NXT touring, obviously put it in smaller places, don't make it broad, don't make it a huge thing like Raw and SmackDown, but what if NXT, especially since a lot of NXT stars are going to be able to start working with select indie promotions, what if all of NXT's fucking touring coincides and almost kind of partners with a certain indie promotion to make it interesting every fucking week, and that way indie stars can get their TV time and get more exposed? If they're already doing it, that would be fucking sick.
That would be sick, but here's the problem with that. NXT, they want to craft their superstars that are signed to contracts, not
No,
other.
I understand.
And like
AEW, on the other hand,
you
with their
know,
Dark and Elevation, that's what they do.
I just feel like
smart.
it would be a good business move because then not only are you giving these other wrestlers that have needed and wanted exposure, but it also gives enough time for the WWE scouts to really scout for people that they're interested in the indies. So it's like at the same time, there is a good conjunction there.
Well, that's the thing. Triple H did do that with Evolve, and that's how he got.
I do remember that. Didn't he show up on an episode and did his fucking entrance and everything?
Yep.
I fucking love that shit.
I'm pretty sure Darby Allin was wrestling for Evolve around that time.
He
I'm
was,
pretty sure.
Oh, I wouldn't be
But
surprised.
that wasn't under Triple H's reign over there.
Yeah, that's right before it became. That's right before he did NXT, right? He was like fucking around, and then when he did NXT, which became like it was more of a competition and coach based show.
You're breaking up really bad, bro.
Am I really?
My dude's
like right now.
My dude's got that dial
You're
up.
good now. You're good now.
What the fuck?
What were you saying, Ben?
Oh. No, I was saying this is right before he started NXT, which at first started as a like almost kind of like a coach show and like competition show before it became its own brand, right? This is like right before that, right?
Yeah.
Because NXT really became in fruition like between 2012 and 2014. Am I correct?
Yep, and then before that, the developmental area was called Florida Championship Wrestling.
FCW, right?
FCW.
Yep,
So,
FCW.
So back to what I was saying, like, and I understand, Donnie, what you're saying.
And I understand what you're saying.
I don't think. So I do think NXT should be a touring brand. But the thing is, and you're saying like they still need the performance center and stuff like that. I'm not saying they need to do multiple shows a week. Tour, go to whatever city you're gonna be at Tuesday, Monday night. Come home Wednesday morning. You have the all rest of the week. You're at the performance center. Everybody that works in NXT lives in Orlando. You know what I mean? Well, I'm just saying, being in a different venue, different crowds, different audiences, not seeing the same people in the crowd every week.
Damn,
it would do wonders
tonight. Okay,
it would do wonders.
I know, and I totally understand that. But here's another thing you got to consider too. If they tour, do you think they have enough star power to put asses in seats?
I'm saying little venues, kind of like a GCW crowd or like an old school like ECW crowd.
Still got a little bit ways to go.
Maybe,
but I'm not.
Maybe
house shows, they need to continue doing those.
I say in terms of star power, all you really got is Braun Breaker. You got fucking Nikita Lyons. You got fucking Gigi Dolan and whoever the fuck that from
JC Jane.
Yeah, JC Jane. Like you have people like that in NXT, and you also have D-Jack as well. And I'm really digging what the fuck he's been doing lately. Like
Wes Lee, bro. That dude.
Wes Lee's another one.
Fire.
That dude's gonna be another future face of the fucking company. That dude is fucking talented.
And now you're naming incredible wrestlers.
Right?
Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt real quick.
Go ahead. You guys, no. Let Don go. Let Don go.
You guys are giving incredible examples. Us hardcore fans know those people, but the casuals don't. And that's where I'm trying to get at when it comes to the shows. You're going to have hardcore fans that go to these shows, but you also have casuals that go to the shows because families see the kids and they're like, oh, look, WWE, NXT's in town. Let's go. Have a night out.
But don't forget the ratings in the audience for NXT. They get a steady between 500,000 and 600,000 every week. They have
what I'm
everybody that watches NXT is a fucking diehard, bro.
They won't go anywhere else. What I dig about this extra episode is that all of us are really, if you really think about it, all of us are on the same page about everything, but we're not because we also know how it doesn't work. But we all agree with everybody. Like, I'm digging this extra episode. I could go on for fucking minutes.
I'm just saying, one of the huge complaints that I hear from everybody that has a podcast that talks negatively about NXT is the fact that it's in the performance center. It's in front of the same audiences. It's almost like the same fucking show every week.
Diehards, they'll watch it, man.
They could literally record. They could literally record 5 NXT shows a night. Have it play for the rest of the month.
And
no, I'm not saying that. But it would
This
just be
isn't
like
the
the
80s,
same.
Danny.
It would be the same fucking show. It's
That
literally
Rocky
the
fucking
same
state
fucking
of
show
mind.
every week.
Hey, Ben, I didn't know we were doing this extra with old school Chaz.
Hey, I fuck with old school Chaz.
I do too.
But yeah, no, I think like all of us are making really, really solid points about the future of NXT and what it could do, and like the people that could come to NXT and really own their craft and if anything, expand what they can do. And Don, from the get-go, you were right out the gate about it. It took me a little bit to really simmer on it, but like it is the most that makes sense for particularly Jay White specifically.
And
there is so many
the last
money
thing
matches.
I'm going to add to this before we move on to our next extra.
Yep.
A guy like Jay White is going to help Danny and those other podcasters on their view about NXT touring, because a guy like Jay White knows how to put asses in seats.
Hell yeah,
that's
this is
going to
one of the
help
biggest stars they
NXT
get in a
product
bit.
a lot more.
Bro, I'm pretty
Eventually,
sure
they're going to be touring.
I'm pretty sure if Jay White goes to NXT, we're gonna start covering it here on the channel at some
You're
point.
right.
So.
Absolutely, dude. Jay White is like their big fucking catch. If they can get Jay White and put him in fucking NXT, he will put asses in seats. He has the star power.
I guarantee
for
you
it.
the ratings go up at least 100,000 or more.
In a
I
lot
want
of
to see
ways,
him and
bro.
fucking Wesley go at it immediately because they're of the same size, the same build, and they could tell a hell of a story.
I gotta say something about Wesley, and I was gonna say it a few minutes ago. Since the whole Nash Carter situation, we've covered it at lengths. About the whole situation, him, losing his job or whatever. I am so happy that they didn't drop the ball with Wesley. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Like, I for sure I was like, this dude's a tag team wrestler. Like, what are they gonna have? What are they gonna have him do as a singles competitor? And
Boy, were we wrong.
now he's a North American champion. He just had a killer match in Charlotte with Dijak, and the dude is just on fire, bro. And I think he's only in his early 20s, so he has a long career.
He's got a career, man.
But now back to Jay White real quick. In a lot of ways,
Wait, can I add something to Wesley real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Wesley, incredible talent, and I'm very happy to see him, being able to be on television and, have this North American title, making it prestigious. But I do have to say this while we're talking about Wesley, man, we need justice for Nash Carter, man, because that whole situation's fucked, man.
He needs to come back to WWE.
I just wanted to say that justice for Nash Carter. Now you can continue.
Yeah, Ben, did you hear about that whole situation?
I did not.
Well, don't get him going, man, because it's pretty controversial.
I know, but I do want to get his take on it. So he was dating this girl this girl that she's a performer for Impact,
Kimberly.
And apparently they got into a really nasty argument, and she posted a photo that was taken back in 2011, and it was of him shaving, and he did was joking around, did like the Hitler stash or whatever, and she circulated it all over social media, and it got Nash Carter.
That sounds like a
let
disgruntled
WWE.
Yeah, all right. So I'm just gonna 100% say this right now, and I'm gonna be short and sweet about it because we only have a little bit of time to cover the main event. So I'm gonna say this right now. That sounds like a disgruntled ass ex-girlfriend bullshit. Like, again, I don't, if it was an I hit me, I'm not going to, bash anybody because, again, you don't know the true story there. But in terms of defaming somebody and doing something that was definitely just a joke, if there wasn't any, him doing the Hitler sign or anything like that, or saying anything derogatory, or didn't put didn't upload it and make a derogatory caption, it's Hitler stash is fucking hilarious. I'm pretty sure as all of us have shaved before, we have done it. We have fucking done it. I shave my mustache down to where it's just the fucking 2 patches here, and I'm like, oh, Mr. Miyagi. I'm fucking Asian, bro. I'm allowed. So, yeah, this sounds like a fucking disgruntled ass ex-girlfriend fucking situation, and she literally just ruined this guy's career over her fucking inconvenience because he was doing well. So
can I add something?
Fuck that.
I will say this is where I'm
going to lead to. If a guy like MJF is going on Twitter sticking up for Nash Carter, then clearly there's something.
Yes. MJF broke kayfabe to fucking defend somebody. So, yes, absolutely. I'm 100% disgruntled.
I will say,
hashtag justice for Nash Carter.
Hashtag justice for Nash
Carter. He should come back to WWE. But
And
Indie
WWE should be
promotions and
fucking ashamed of
Impact, and
themselves.
there's a lot of promotions, man. Like Nash Carter, I will say he has been doing really good since he got released.
Yes.
It's
You
not like
literally-
everybody's just like don't want
All
anything
right,
to do with him.
last
He's
thought.
been doing good.
So last thought, and then we'll move to the fucking main event.
Mhm.
Adding to that, I just want to say WWE should be fucking ashamed of themselves for being so hypocritical because they were literally about to make this dude Gunther Stark, who was literally a fucking general in the Nazi army, as a fucking gimmick. So no, you should be
And they
fucking
also
ashamed
had,
of yourselves and
Sheamus
rehire
and-
him with royalties.
And they also have Sheamus and Drew McIntyre as the Bang Bros.
So why the fuck are you going to make
apparently
something
not-
controversial a gimmick, but it was enough to get somebody fired. So no, I'm done with this
And-
conversation.
That picture was taken before Nash Carter even became a pro wrestler. So.
Exactly. So again, done with this
And
conversation. That is
Kimberly
bullshit.
was with him even when she saw that picture.
Yeah, and now she's mad about something and she wants to defame somebody, ruin their fucking career. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm done.
All right,
Yeah, you
on
got
to
me
the main
started.
event topic, man. Let's go.
Let's go down. What we got?
All right. And this one I'm very excited to talk about because I
Mhm.
really want to express how I feel on this. And unfortunately, on
It's
Hot
going to get
Takes
loud,
this
ladies and
week,
gentlemen.
I didn't get to talk about the friggin' air. I didn't get to talk about this whole airplane thing
It's
bothering superstars. I had to talk about Seth Rollins and
gotten
CM
louder.
Punk's drama. So
He's getting louder.
we are going to be talking about
I know you're about to go off, so I'm getting
creepy
ready.
ass fans bothering wrestlers at the fucking airport. And here's why this actually pisses me off more, because this happened at the Connecticut freaking airport.
At Bradley International?
Yes, Rey Mysterio got freaking bothered by this freaking guy that had a cardboard thing of a
That's
bunch of
right.
Rey Mysterio plastic things to get
Was it?
signed, Funko Pops.
SmackDown was in fucking Mohegan, right?
Mohegan Sun.
This past Friday. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot. Damn. Yeah, no.
This guy
we
had a
spoke on this
big
a little bit
ass
beforehand.
cardboard box of those Funko Pop things with like
And he
Rey
wanted him
Mysterio
to sign all of it.
taped, and he wanted him to sign it all. And Ray basically was like, "Why am I going to sign this so you can get a profit? You're not a fan." And then the guy recording's like, "I'm a fan," and then Ray goes to sign his thing, even though I don't.
I will
get
say,
one, which
I
is
will say,
bullshit
man.
because he's recording Rey Mysterio without a mask. That's not a real fan.
Well,
Yep.
I will. Well,
Nope, it's
Clout
not.
chaser.
Rey Mysterio. I will say, in
Like
defense
me
of
with my
some,
Kyrie jersey.
in defense of some of that, okay. If you go online, Rey Mysterio has been known. He usually wears sunglasses, but he has been known to take pictures with fans that recognize him at the
course.
airport without a mask on.
See, if I
And
was
I
going to
will
a
say-
SmackDown show, I would have a Rey Mysterio mask in my fucking my possession. So if I do see him without a mask, I'd be like, hey, can you take a picture with me? If you really don't want to show your face, I have a mask for you.
Yeah.
All you have to do is sign it right
Um,
after, just so I can hang it up.
I will say, there's a difference. There's a huge difference, a huge distinction between, a fan like really like meeting their idol and, would you please sign this, than some fat overweight
I've met
guy
him.
selling shit on fucking
too.
eBay and just wanting a bunch of shit signed so he can, make a profit on eBay and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And
So
that's
there's
where
a
my
huge
problem is.
distinction.
Very.
I don't think it's horrible to obviously be respectful. You be like, go up to somebody very quiet. Don't make a scene. Hi, I really
Definitely
like
not
your
with
work.
a box of shit.
Yeah,
Not at a fucking airport. You want to meet them? You can wait outside the arena while they're arriving. The airport? Come on. Not the
They
airport.
have places to fucking go. Liv Morgan
They
looks
do.
fucking irritated, bro.
but like what fans don't
and she
understand
was
is
a freaking trooper. She was the MVP
Mhm.
in that situation.
She
What-
was.
She just did it and walked away.
what fans don't understand is
Good
there's a
for her.
place and time.
Yes,
And
Exactly.
like if I was at the airport, if I was walking around or whatever, and I saw a WWE superstar or AEW superstar or whatever, I would go up, to them, very respectful, hi, would you, I don't want to make a scene. I don't want, too many people know you're here. Would you mind, taking a quick selfie with me and I'll be on my way. But like, there's just a time and place to do certain things.
Mhm.
Not waiting.
And I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
these performers wouldn't mind as long as you're respectful and respectful
See,
of their
man,
time.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. Absolutely nobody, including WWE superstars at any point, fucking gas station, airport, outside the fucking arena, nobody is inclined or obligated to do shit for you at
Absolutely
all.
not.
They do this out of the kindness of their hearts if they have the time. If some, like Jake Hager, for example, all you guys were standing in the cold. So he sat there, took pictures with everybody, signed everybody's shit because they were out in the cold. There is a time and place for everything.
Speaking of that, he didn't sign anything for any of us.
Oh, okay.
We were so respectful that we didn't bother Jake Hager walking into the arena, and he literally said, if any of you guys want to get selfies, with me, like, you're more than welcome to. Very respectful. Because none of us bothered Jake Hager about it. And that's the thing, like, at the airport, okay, if you're on the same flight with a wrestler, I'm sure that's okay to get a picture with them. But, like, don't be a creep and freaking wait at the airport for these guys to arrive. If you want to meet them, how about you go to a wrestling convention? How about you go to an independent wrestling show? How about you go to the arena while they're arriving?
Bro, I will say,
weren't they leaving though? I thought they were leaving, going to the next town. They were arriving?
Nope. They were arriving.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Which is more fucked.
I will say, it's WWE is a little bit different because they don't allow their performers to do conventions and do
They're starting
and
to.
stuff
Fetterman
like that.
Sports.
Yep.
Well,
they just started this relationship over a year ago.
Yeah. But, like, so on that front, I kind of understand. But like I said, like, we've met a lot of these guys. Like, as long as you're respectful and you're not an asshole and you're respectful of their time and you're nice and, you genuinely show that you actually care and you're not there to make a profit or make any kind of, like, make any attention about it or anything like that. A lot of them don't mind. It's the guys that show up. It's the guys that show up with a bunch of stuff that don't give a fuck who it is. They just want shit signed to make a profit.
You're absolutely right about that. But here's the thing. I don't know. I just think it's weird for people to be waiting at an airport to, get a profit off of something. And
I want to know how they find out what flight they're going to be on. That's what same thing with the paparazzi.
Thought, Jesus, I get you're heated, but let the man finish. Damn. Moderator for the episode, boys. Don, go ahead.
Well, I got my thoughts out.
Oh, well, I just want to know, like, how, like,
did I just falsely defend you? I'm sorry, Dan.
I just want to know, like, how they find out what flight they're going to be on, what time they're going to be arriving. Do they, like, hack
creeps? Creepy.
I don't understand
People
how,
will stay there from fucking sun up to sundown and wait for you, and that is fucking weird, dude. That is like call the cops on some restraining order type shit. That is so fucking weird. The hotel is even weirder. And how would you know what the fuck they're saying?
And here's what I'm gonna say about this.
I know where they stay when they're around here. I've never gone there though. They stay right down the street.
Okay, but do you go and bother them?
No, I never have.
Exactly.
The last several times they've been here, they arrive the day of the show and then they fucking leave. They come to Connecticut.
That's how we ran into Natalia and Lacey.
Here's what I want to leave this at. Don't bother wrestlers at the airport. They're on these, airplane rides and car rides for over friggin' years, bro. There's no off season in professional wrestling or sports entertainment. They're going nonstop.
Maybe once every 10 years.
Like if you want to meet somebody, go to a convention. They do meet and greets.
Wait at the arena like a normal person would.
That's one of my favorite things to do,
and
bro.
Go to house shows. WWE does the house shows so that the wrestlers interact with you.
Literally.
Me and
Danny raged in 2019. we raged out, bro.
We watched like Seth Rollins and the Usos and Cesaro and all these guys like arrive to the arena and Bobby Roode. I mean, I feel like that's if you're going to a wrestling show, bro, that's like part of the experience.
That's totally okay.
I'll send you those photos.
Because here's the thing: were you harassing? Were you bothering these people?
No, it was us and us and
Natalia was.
You're being respectful.
We were on Lacey Evans' Instagram, and she was. We were on Lacey Evans. We were on Lacey Evans' Instagram story and Natalia's Instagram story. Remember, fucking Lacey Evans came out and recorded. She came out and recorded us and called us nasties, and then went in the fucking building.
That's cool.
Natalia was super nice. She came around and was taking selfies with everybody, and it was really, really cool. Mine got shown on the Titantron and the arena, so it was sick.
Yeah,
so.
your tweet.
But you see
Hashtag
here, like
WWE
that's
Springfield.
but you see that's okay because you're not at the airport stalking them. You're
no.
just, show waiting to get into the doors, and you see some of your favorite superstars walking in. That's okay.
Mhm.
Remember when we saw No Way Jose like about to cross the street or whatever, and he almost got hit by a car?
Yeah. He gets hit by a fucking car.
Right.
No way, Jose. Fuck,
Damn.
man.
But
yeah,
here's the thing,
don't
when it comes
bother
down to
anybody.
it, like when it comes down to it, there are places, that like you could be cool with them and stuff, but like not the airport. Jet lag is a real thing. There's no
airport
off-season
and
here.
bathroom. Airport, bathroom, hotel, you do not do anything else. It's pretty much free game. Like if you run into them at a grocery store, yeah, I mean you could. If they're
or like a
irrespectful
restaurant,
about it,
that's okay.
Exactly. Restaurants, they're still a little iffy because people are trying to enjoy their meal and they don't really they have to stop constantly.
Well, after they're
eating.
done,
One thing that really irritates me,
offer to pay for the meal unless you're Brock Lesnar.
No, like one thing that really fucking irritates me, and like I've never seen this happen. It does though, is when like a celebrity or a pro wrestler is out eating and they have their kids and their wife with them, and people come up like definitely not around kids, man. Like everything that has to do with kids,
You're making
should be
me
off
feel
limits
like
100%.
a shitty. You're making me feel like a shitty person because I literally stopped Franz on a bike ride with his kid and his fucking girlfriend at the time. So yeah, you're making me feel real shitty right now.
Well, I mean that's different than sitting down in a restaurant eating and having trying to have family time or whatever.
Yeah,
so like a
got you.
little different or whatever,
A little bit of leniency
But like,
there. But yeah, like
I'm mainly referencing like grown adults, going up to somebody while they're with their kids.
100%. Yeah, you don't want to bother anybody when there's either intimate time with their family, they're at their hotel, the airport specifically when they're arriving or leaving.
Definitely the airport. That's a no-no.
And definitely not the fucking bathroom. Definitely not the fucking bathroom. Not the one. Like, I'm surprised that the kid that took the picture of Randy Orton while he was washing his hands in the bathroom, I'm surprised that Randy Orton did not fucking slug his dad across the fucking the jaw. Like, dude, are you serious? The dude
if it was like 10 years ago, or no, if it was like 20 years ago, bro, Randy would have fucking.
That really happened? I didn't hear about that.
You can. Don knows what I'm talking about. There's a picture online of a kid snapping a picture in the mirror, and Randy Orton's washing his fucking hands, and his dad's just smiling in the picture. I'm like, bro, if I was Randy, I would have turned around and slugged that fucking guy. I'm like, dude, have some respect. I'm sorry, but like, kids are extra, man.
Let us know in the comment section below, guys, your thoughts on fans bothering these wrestlers at the airports, and also Jay White potentially going to WWE. We want to hear your guys' feedback. If you enjoyed this extra, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. We got lots of awesome content coming your way this week. Elimination Chamber predictions, the We Are Wrestling Talk Show 1-year anniversary show, and Elimination Chamber watch along. You are not going to want to miss. The link's down in the description below. You can follow all of us on our social medias and other YouTube pages. All that down below. In addition, you want shorter clips, you don't feel like listening to us for an hour, we're posting stuff on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. You can go check all those out. The link's down below. And of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.